Hey, Brett, I got a question for you.
Sure.
You got a blog. It's got hundreds or even thousands of articles. What do you do to maintain that collection of past posts?
Sure. Well, over time, for those of us that are, able to maintain some consistent blogging practices or, just sporadically, as the years tick by, sometimes you accumulate a lot of articles. I've been blogging for going on 7 years now, and, there's thousands of articles out there. It's a question that pops up all the time. There's a couple things that you need to take a look at. One, you need to take a look at making sure all those old articles are cleaned up and they're not pointing your potential site visitors to some dead end or bad neighborhood on the internet. So over time, you write an article, you link to something, and you point to it. 4 or 5 years later, that website goes off the air. Somebody else buys the website, and who knows what they're going to do with that website. It may be appropriate, it may be adult content, who knows? It could be spammy, or lots of different things can happen. So you need to regularly go back and check first to make sure that those links are working. There's a great plugin for that called the Broken Link Checker that you can run on your site in the background, and it will go out and test all the links on your site. It's not something you should leave activated all the time because it's a bit of a resource hog, but it is good at identifying broken links. And then occasionally you should go through those old articles, a few at a time. Take a Saturday when you're watching football or something like that, or a Sunday, and click away at a few of them. 20 at a time will eventually get you through some of those. That's a real important thing to clean things up. But after that, too, you want to take a look at how to make that content good. So what I like to do is I like to go into Google Analytics. I like to review the performance of my articles, and I like to find the top 20 or 50 old articles that are getting the most traffic or bringing the most traffic to my site. Once I identify those articles, I go back and reread them, and I take a look and see, do these articles have content that's relevant today? If not, can I update them and make them more relevant, more evergreen, so that when somebody finds this article, because obviously I've just determined that people are finding them, they'll find something useful and won't, move away or leave my site immediately. And then the next step is, after you've updated them, made them a little bit more evergreen. Evergreen is kind of a concept of content that's useful no matter what the season. So once you've done that, the next thing is to proceed through and optimize the heck out of them for SEO. Turn those good, strong baseball hitters into home run hitters so that they'll do even better. And after that, I like to, as much as possible, just iterate through smaller batches of articles to see what's out there. If you find something that's old and dated and garbage, it could be like a Happy New Year from 2006 or something like that. It doesn't hurt just to delete it. Also, it doesn't hurt to go through your tags and your categories and clean those up as well. Delete any that aren't really useful, or sometimes over time we tag something, think we'll talk about that topic. But as we go, we don't talk about it all that much. And so if you've just got one article that's been tagged with something, it might be, a tag that you want to delete. It might not be terribly useful for folks. So those are some of the main things. The final step, and we'll probably talk about this some other time, is you'll want to take a look at your theme. The way your site's designed, is it designed to highlight and showcase all that great content? When you start a blog, it makes sense to have items iterate. So the newest article is always on top, and that pushes down all those old articles. So they eventually get buried in some themes, and it's real hard to find those old articles. So the next step, and a more advanced step, is to try and find a theme that showcases that good evergreen content that's on your site and brings it back to the forefront for people that might be first-time visitors to your site. Does that sound like something that might help a little bit?
Yeah. So I've always had this fear that if I've got one person a year finding that one page, I need to leave something there. Do you redirect those people, or you say you delete some of the tags and whatnot?
If you delete something, you should.
Give us some more tools about that on another issue.
We'll probably talk about this too, but in general, if you're going to delete something, you don't want to leave people hanging. It is good to redirect people from those old articles or tags or categories into something else. WordPress will handle some of that for you. Where you redirect it becomes kind of a separate issue and challenge, and again, depends on how many articles we're talking about.
Well, I'll look forward to asking you that one when we do another session. Thanks.
Sounds good. Thanks.